Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do another deep dive. This time we're diving into Fighting Our Way, the novel by Abigail Davies and Danielle Dixon. And I know we've all read it, but we're going to kind of like go a little deeper this time.
Yeah, we're going to, kind of peel back some of the layers and really dissect the characters and their motivations and how all their experiences kind of shaped them into the people they are.
Right, exactly. So let's maybe start with Amelia. I mean, she's obviously carrying a lot of baggage, and her desire for secrecy in her relationship with Nate is it's really fascinating. I don't know. What do you make of that?
Well, it's clearly more than just wanting to keep her romance private. Amelia's secrecy seems to really be rooted in her past trauma. Remember those really vivid nightmares she has, those little glimpses into a past that it seems like she's just desperately trying to outrun. I think it suggests a level of fear and vulnerability that makes opening up, even to someone like Nate, incredibly difficult.
Oh yeah, totally. And that internal struggle, it plays out so perfectly when Nate wants to go public with their relationship. He's like ready to shout it from the rooftops. But Amelia's, she's almost physically recoiling at the idea. It really makes you wonder like what could be so terrifying that it overshadows the happiness she could have with Nate.
Well, we do get some hints about a troubled past,
Yeah.
The mysterious packages, the sudden appearance of Phoebe and those accusations she makes, the way Amelia reacts to certain things that just seem so, innocuous to everyone else. It's like she's constantly on edge, like just waiting for something terrible to happen.
Yeah, and then we have that whole confrontation at Tristan's house. Phoebe shows up, drops that bombshell, and then everything just implodes. It's almost like a catalyst for the accident. Do you think that Amelia's emotional state contributed to her fall?
It's definitely possible. I mean, she's already just in this heightened state of anxiety and fear. And then Phoebe's accusations, I mean, they just send her over the edge. In a way, her physical fall, it really kind of mirrors Amelia's emotional state. It's just this sudden, devastating loss of control.
That's such a powerful connection. And then of course we see the ripple effect of that accident on everyone, especially Nate. He's completely heartbroken, desperate to help Amelia, but she just keeps pushing him away. It's like the accident forces them both to kind of confront the fragility of their connection.
Exactly. It really tests the depth of their love.
Yeah.
Can their love withstand this trauma? Can it bridge the chasm that Amelia's fear has created between them? I think that's the central question that drives the next part of their story.
Yeah. And while all of this is happening, we have this other thread running through the narrative,
Yeah.
the Joe Kent legal case that Nate and Stacy are working on. And it seems kind of separate at first, but I feel like maybe the authors are trying to use it to say something bigger about truth and justice.
Absolutely. The Joe Kent case, it definitely serves as a fascinating parallel to Amelia's situation. They both involve hidden truths, accusations, the fight to prove innocence. It really makes you think, how often are we so quick to judge based on just appearances without really knowing the full story?
That's so true. And just like Amelia's past is slowly unraveling, so are all the layers of the Joe Kent case. It keeps you guessing, keeps you wondering if appearances are deceiving and who's really telling the truth.
Which I think speaks to one of the major themes of the novel, the importance of looking beyond the surface, whether we're, judging a person's actions or trying to understand their motivations. I think Fighting Our Way really encourages us to dig a little deeper, to seek the truth that lies beneath the surface. And this idea of digging deeper, it applies not just to mysteries and legal cases, but to the characters' personal relationships too, like Tristan and Harmony, for example. On the surface, they're, trying to co-parent effectively, but there's just so much unspoken history between them.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can just, you can practically feel the tension, simmering beneath those seemingly civil interactions they have. It's like they're both tiptoeing around a minefield of past hurts and resentments.
Yeah. Right. And then you have the introduction of baby Frankie into their lives. This child that Harmony meets through her volunteer work at the hospital. This tiny little vulnerable being enters their world, and suddenly both Tristan and Harmony are forced to confront these pretty big questions about their own readiness for deeper commitment.
It's almost as if Frankie's arrival acts as a mirror.
Yeah.
Reflecting back their own vulnerabilities and uncertainties. I mean, Tristan's still grappling with the ghosts of their past relationship, and Harmony's wrestling with her own, emotional baggage.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder if they're drawn to Frankie out of, a genuine desire to nurture, or if it's partly driven by, a need to kind of heal their own wounds.
That's such an insightful observation. It's like they're trying to find redemption
Yeah.
through, through caring for this child. But can they truly offer Frankie a stable and loving environment when their own foundation is so shaky?
It's a question that kind of hangs over their every interaction. And I think it just speaks to the complexity of your characters, the ways in which past trauma can linger and influence our present
Oh,
choices.
totally. And speaking of trauma, let's go back to Amelia for a second. Even though she's surrounded by all this love and support, she still have those moments where the past just comes crashing back, like that scene with the intern wearing running shoes. It's just such a raw and honest portrayal of how healing isn't linear.
It's a really powerful reminder that recovery, it takes time. And it's rarely a smooth upward trajectory.
Yeah.
There will be setbacks, there will be triggers that send you spiraling back into the darkness.
Absolutely. And what's so compelling is that Amelia doesn't shy away from those difficult emotions. She allows herself to be vulnerable with Nate, to lean on him for support.
Yeah. And that vulnerability, it's precisely what strengthens their connection. It deepens their intimacy and allows their love to become a source of healing for Amelia.
It's a beautiful testament to the power of love and support
Yeah.
in the face of trauma. But it's not just romantic love that plays a role in Amelia's recovery. We also see those really touching moments between Amelia and Clay, Tristan's eldest son.
Hmm.
You remember that scene where he gives her the record player?
Yeah, it's such a simple gesture, but it's so profound. It speaks volumes about Clay's empathy and his genuine affection for Amelia, and for Amelia who's so used to pushing people away. It's a reminder that she's worthy of love and connection.
Exactly. And then of course we have, Nate's grand gesture, the proposal with his grandmother's ring. It's such a romantic moment, but it's also deeply symbolic.
It represents a commitment not just to Amelia, but to her past, her pain, her journey. He's choosing to love her, wholly and unconditionally, embracing both the light and the shadow within her.
And that acceptance, that unwavering love, it almost seems to be the catalyst for Amelia's breakthrough at the wedding when she regains feeling in her foot.
Mm.
It's like a physical manifestation of the emotional healing she's experienced through love.
The wedding becomes this beautiful culmination of their journey together. A celebration not just of their love, but of Amelia's resilience and her capacity for healing. And the fact that Carl, Amelia's father, delivers this surprisingly touching speech, it just adds another layer of meaning to the whole event.
Yeah. It's a powerful moment of reconciliation.
Right.
A reminder that even the most fractured relationships can find a path towards healing and forgiveness.
And speaking of forgiveness, it's a recurring theme that weaves its way through the entire novel. We see it in Amelia's journey as she learns to forgive herself for past mistakes. We see it in Tristan and Harmony's interactions as they attempt to let go of old hurts and build this new kind of relationship. And we even see it in the Joe Kent case as the truth unfolds and the characters grapple with the consequences of their actions.
It's really a testament to the transformative power of forgiveness,
Yeah.
both for the individual and for the relationships we build with others.
And it's through these interconnected themes of love, forgiveness, and healing that Fighting Our Way offers us such a profound and insightful exploration of the human experience.
Yeah, it really does feel like forgiveness is the key that unlocks, so much in this story. It allows the characters to move forward, to create space for love and healing. And I think that's a powerful message for anyone who's struggled with their own past, their own
It
mistakes.
really is because holding on to all that resentment and anger can be so heavy, so draining. And Fighting Our Way really shows us that forgiveness, while, incredibly difficult, can ultimately be a liberating act.
Yeah, and it's not just about forgiving others. It's also about forgiving ourselves. We
Hmm.
see Amelia wrestling with all that guilt and shame over choices that she made in the past. It's only when she starts to let go of that self-judgment that she's truly able to embrace the love and the happiness that Nate offers.
Exactly, and that self-forgiveness is essential for personal growth. It
Mm.
allows us to, to acknowledge our past mistakes without letting them define us. It allows us to move forward with compassion and grace.
Which brings me to the ending of the novel, that glimpse into the future that we get. Amelia and Nate are starting a family. Clay's graduating. Maya's pursuing her music. It's a happy ending, but it's not, a simplistic happily ever after.
Right. The authors don't shy away from the fact that life is ongoing. You know that challenges will continue to arise. Even in those final pages, we see hints of Amelia's, ongoing struggles with PTSD.
Mm.
But the key difference is that now she has the love and support of a community to help her navigate all those challenges.
I love that. It's a reminder that even when we reach a place of healing and happiness, life is still a journey. There will be ups and downs, moments of joy, moments of struggle, but having a strong network of love and support can make all the difference.
And that network isn't, it isn't limited to just romantic relationships. I mean, throughout the novel, we see the importance of family, both biological and chosen. The bonds between Kristen and his children, the evolving dynamic between Tristan and Harmony, the deep friendship between Nate and Tristan. All of these connections, they contribute to the character's overall well-being.
It really highlights the fact that we're social creatures. We need connection. We need belonging. And finding those people who truly see us, who accept us for who we are, flaws and all. It's essential for a fulfilling life.
Absolutely, and fighting our way just beautifully illustrates the transformative power of those connections. It shows us how love in all its forms can help us heal, can help us grow, and ultimately, help us find our way back to ourselves.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought.
Yeah.
What resonated with you most about this story? What will you carry with you as you reflect on your own relationships and your own journey of growth and healing?
For me, it's the reminder that we're all, fighting our own battles, both internal and external, and sometimes the bravest act is to reach out for connection, to allow ourselves to be vulnerable and to accept the love and support that's offered to us.
Beautifully said, and I think that's the perfect note to end on. Fighting our way is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the transformative power of love, and the importance of human connection in navigating all the complexities of life. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.